The sheriff's talking about the case for the first time. We're on State Route 220, some 20 miles from the crime scene. We're here because the trailers where the murders happened are stored inside this building.
Go out this way a half a mile. My daughter is on the right.
Leonard Manley hasn't seen his daughter, Dana Roden, since the spring.
Every evening, she's up.
Memories are all that's left on Union Hill Road where her home once stood. What happened here haunts the entire county.
Blood all over the house. Okay. My brother lost his bedroom.
On April 22nd, Leonard's other daughter called 911 just after dawn. She made the gruesome discovery inside of a trailer that sat here, a mile and a half from her sister Dana's house.
I beat the hell out of him.
She didn't know Dana was dead too. Someone wiped out an entire branch of the Roden family tree with a couple dozen gunshots in the middle of the night. The sheriff has 8 homicides to solve.
My heart goes out to my county, and my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone.
The only lives spared, 3 babies, the youngest just a few days old. 4 crime scenes spread out along the southwestern edge of Pike County. Several violent suspects on the run. There are no witnesses. At first, there was no motive. Now, 6 long months have passed.
This is one of the awfulest things I've ever seen.
Pike County Sheriff Charles Reeder has taken heat for security at a storage building near his office where he moved those trailers, the murder scenes, to keep as evidence.
I believe that we've protected it as well as we can. We are having deputies do hourly checks on that parking lot. I myself do checks on that parking lot.
He knows Leonard and other surviving family members feel cut off from the investigation.
I told them very early that I'd make decisions that wouldn't be popular with them, but in the end they would understand it.
But he's ready to talk about the status of the case for the first time.
You're talking from one scene to the second 2 1.5 miles, and from the second 2 to the other one within 11, 12 miles. Yes, it wouldn't took a lot to do it very quickly.
Autopsy reports show the victims were shot execution style, most of them multiple times. Investigators found marijuana at all of the crime scenes except in Dana Roden's trailer. Federal agents had already suspected a Mexican drug cartel was working in the county. At this point, do you believe that the Mexican drug cartel is involved?
Absolutely not.
Can you explain why you say that?
With the nature of the investigation and the things that's been revealed while conducting the investigation, there would be no indication to me as to any type of Mexican drug cartel being involved.
What he tells me next officially puts the community on notice. You're saying that the suspects likely either live in Pike County or in the area somewhere nearby?
Yes, that is my belief.
100% certainty.
That's my belief.
Tim Reagan heads the DEA office in Cincinnati. He tells me what he knows about the case leads him to agree with the sheriff.
I think if there was a strong Mexican cartel connection, I'd feel more comfortable telling you, and I don't see it.
Sheriff Reeder says some of the Rodens were dealing pot in the area, though drugs likely have nothing to do with the killings. Dana's dad, Leonard Manley, says he hasn't heard from the sheriff.
I'm pretty angry at all of them.
But he also believes the killers are familiar.
Whoever done this had to know the dog, had to know where the security system was.
Leonard tells me even he was a suspect for a time.
They come back and got DNA from me and my grandson and them.
With the focus now on locals, Attorney General Mike DeWine explains investigators have reconstructed every aspect of the victims' lives. He's worked on the case with Sheriff Reeder from the start. It sounds like you know exactly who you're looking for.
I'm not going to say more than that. What I am going to say is that somebody who will be watching this today knows something that will be helpful to us.
The Rodens were active in demolition derby. Sheriff Reeder confirms some of the family was involved in 2 fights not reported to police before the murders.
It wasn't because they had a couple little indoor grows. It wasn't because there was just a couple of cars on the property that may have been stolen. It's much bigger than that.
As for Leonard, he wants to hear from the sheriff.
Well, I'd like to have some answer, but
he wants justice for his family so he can look up the road in peace.
I mean, someone needs to pay for it. I mean, They took 8 innocent lives.
Offering a $10,000 reward to anyone who comes forward with information that leads to a break in this case. The sheriff also tells me that he is ready to start working with a special prosecutor to start that process of returning some of the property back to the surviving family members. Those trailers, though, and what's inside of them will remain here until after a trial. We're live in Pike County. Hillary Lake, 9 on your side.